one of the things that OSHA will take a look at when they are determining the size of a penalty is right the good faith efforts of the employer to comply. So, in addition to looking at the gravity of the violation and, history of previous ones, good faith exhibited by the company is very important. So that means, a company that ignores OSHA, regardless of what industry, and then has a violation, right? You're not going to be able to show good faith. But, if you as a company, you've gone through and you've assessed the workplace, tried to determine what the hazards are, you're aware of the hazards that are generally applicable to your industry, and you've tried to lessen those. That's something that will be considered. Obviously, it's difficult to avoid or remove every single hazard, and that's why a lot of things like for instance personal protective equipment, and I'm not speaking about that in with respect to COVID, but more towards other workplace issues, right? That things like that are almost seen as a last resort for safety, right? To protect the eyes, face, from chemicals or heat or material or debris. And that the company should be looking at other proactive ways to limit those hazards. And so OSHA will look at these things. So that kind of brings me to when so there are a variety of ways that an OSHA matter can begin. Really triggering events can be a severe injury or illness in the workplace, or an anonymous complaint to OSHA, or referral from another federal or state agency. There are also targeted inspections on certain high hazard industries like construction or manufacturing, and that OSHA inspector is going to come into your business usually with no advance notice. And they're going to walk through your place of employment, the workplace, just like the company already should have done. And they're not only going to identify hazards applicable to maybe whatever that injury is, but if there are hazards they see in plain view that have not been addressed by the company, right? I'm thinking about let's talk about an office. Maybe there's wiring, there's exposed wiring, or it could be a whole host of things that you mentioned. A door that a heavy door that's not working properly, right? Those are hazards that will be identified and can then become part of the penalties. So for employers to turn a blind eye towards these things, when OSHA eventually comes to your workplace, they will identify these things. And then, right, whether you've shown good faith, that's going to be a big question, right? So proactively addressing these things, we can't avoid all accidents from happening, right? That's for sure.
Yeah.
But you can show that it's something you've taken care to try to prevent.